Here are 7 strategies to get out of debt. First, you have to assess your situation. List all your debts, including creditors, amounts owed, interest rates, and due dates. Add up your income, expenses, and debt-to-income ratio. This will help give the big picture. Next, create a budget. Track your spending and find out where unnecessary expenses can be cut. The first method is the debt snowball method. You pay off the smallest debt first and then move on to the next smallest. It helps bring momentum and motivation. By focusing on the smallest debts first, higher interest debts may accrue more interest over time, increasing the total cost of repayment. Large interest debts may take longer to pay off since they are addressed later in the plan. And if a person becomes too focused on small wins, they may lose sight of the overall goal of reducing the total debt efficiently. Early successes may lead to less disciplined spending and delay in repayment. If you don't make at least minimum payments on all your debt all the time, your credit could be ruined, and a credit card will likely go up to 29% compound interest and quickly can become unmanageable. The second method is called the debt avalanche method. In it, you pay off debts with the highest interest rates first to save money over time. Progress may seem slow, especially if the higher interest rate debts are the largest. This can lead to frustration and reduced motivation. Without small victories, it can be harder to stay committed, particularly for individuals who struggle with financial habits. Focusing on large debts may leave less money for day-to-day expenses, creating financial strain. And if motivation wanes or unexpected expenses arise, the plan may be abandoned, delaying debt repayment. If you don't make at least minimum payments on all your debts all the time, your credit could be ruined and the credit cards will likely go up to 29% compound interest, which will quickly become unmanageable. The third method is negotiating with creditors. You can ask for lower interest rates and more affordable payment plans. You may offer to settle for a lump sum at a reduced amount. Sometimes creditors agree to reduce your debt by 20 to 50% and even more. If you settle the debt for less than the full amount, it may be reported as settled rather than paid in full and will lower your credit score. Most negotiating companies will want you to be at least 6 months behind as a tool to negotiate. This will ruin your credit. Also, most debt settlement companies are very unreliable. Research carefully. And forgiven debt may count as income on your taxes. And lastly, not every creditor will negotiate with you. The fourth method is finding extra money. You can take a side job or do freelance work. You can sell unused items, and you can ask for a raise or use talent to make money. The fifth is debt consolidation. That's where you combine debts into one loan with a lower interest rate, but it's hard to do with lower credit. You can use balance transfer credit cards with zero introductory APR. This is great, but you need to qualify for new, good credit card. You can take out a home equity loan. This simplifies your payments and can lower interest rates. But if you take out a home equity loan, you risk losing your home because you're trading unsecured debt for secure debt. You have to have good credit and home equity to be able to do this. The sixth method is bankruptcy. Chapter 7 bankruptcy wipes out unsecured debts for those with average or low income and don't have property over the state exemptions. You can ask your attorney about this, but it will stop creditor harassment, wage garnishment, debt collections, legal actions. It'll give you a chance to rebuild your credit. It'll help you preserve your mental health. There'll be less strain on your relationship. It wipes out most types of unsecured debt and generally raises your credit score. Most are finished in about 90 days, months after completion. You'll be eligible to buy a house in 2 years. It affects you less the further you get away from it. It's relatively low cost. Many lenders will work with you after a Chapter 7. It's in the Constitution and it's biblical. Yes, it's in the Bible. Here are the cons. You have to pay a bankruptcy attorney if you want it done right. It will generally raise your credit score, but it will put a warning on your credit report that can make interest rates higher and harder to rent a home. Unless you take it off your credit report, it can stay on for 10 years. You'll have to wait 2 years to buy a home through typical means. In rare cases, people can lose things they don't want to lose, but it's never a surprise with a good attorney. Chapter 13 bankruptcy is designed for people who make more than the average income of their family size for their state. It's also for people who have possessions they want to keep that are over exemptions for their state. It is used to catch up on secure debt that is delinquent, like houses and cars. It will stop credit harassment, wage garnishments, debt collections, legal actions. It'll give you a chance to rebuild your credit. It wipes out most unsecured debt, although some payment may be necessary. It generally raises your credit score. It saves homes foreclosure. It saves vehicles that are being repossessed or will be soon. It can be taken off your credit report months after completion. You can buy a home and vehicle while you're in it. Sometimes it can lower the amount paid on vehicles. It stretches vehicle payments out over 3 to 5 years. You don't have to give any exemptions up, except possibly luxury vehicles. It is usually affordable, it's in the Constitution, and it's biblical. The cons are, it's best that you use a bankruptcy attorney to protect yourself. While it generally raises your credit score, it does put a warning on your credit report that can make interest rates higher and harder to rent a home. Unless you take it off your credit report, it will stay on for 7 years. It takes 3 to 5 years to complete, generally 5. It's more expensive than a Chapter 7, and while you can't afford many luxuries while in a Chapter 13, it is livable. The last method is the method. First, it's free, and most unsecured debt will fall off your credit report 7 years after the last payment unless it becomes a judgment. Many will become judgments if they think they can get the money from you. The cons is it will ruin your credit. It can lead to judgments which can last up to 20 years. Credit harassment is nearly hourly. You'll not have the ability to buy much on credit, and when you can, it'll be at high interest rates. You won't be able to get credit cards. You'll be asked for big deposits on utilities. You'll probably have lower paying jobs. You'll lose valuable belongings. It's hard to rent a home. It's almost impossible to buy a home, and it is extremely stressful.
This is Kerry Cameron with Cameron Bankruptcy Law here in Raleigh, North Carolina. We service all of Eastern, Central, and sometimes Western North Carolina for bankruptcies, both Chapter 7 and Chapter 13. Our website has a wealth of information, and we have the most extensive bankruptcy FAQ around. You can find us at CameronBankruptcyLaw.com. Do you have any questions? No matter how small, feel free to call me at 984-7-NO-DEBT. That is 984-766-3328.